I think it's safe to say now that we're looking at the end of Drake's dominant run that he's been on for the last, when is So Far Gone come out? Like 2009. When was So Far Gone? So Far Gone came out. So Far Gone came out in 2009. Now, obviously, he wasn't the man at when So Far Gone came out, but Best I Ever Had was a monster, right? And So Far Gone was massive, right? And that was the beginning of what would be Drake. Now, man, first of all, this is not a hate Drake video. So, like, let's get that. This is not a hate Drake video. This is just with now the lawsuits coming out and the year that Drake has had and losing the battle to Kendrick. I just want to do like an overview of where his legacy stands currently and how everything that's happened and transpired this year has affected his legacy and how we view Drake going forward from here. You know what I mean? So, if you're looking for information on the lawsuit, stuff like that, there's tons of videos breaking down the lawsuit with contracts and the actual paperwork and all that stuff you can go check out. But this is more so just about the artistry and the culture and the legacy of it all, right? So Drake has been on a dominant run since arguably 2009, 2010, 2011, whatever. Whenever you think it, maybe let's say Take Care is when it really started. Maybe the greatest hip hop run of all time in terms of just like, sheer dominance, like number one albums, hits, records being broken, stats, money, all of that crap, right? It's unparalleled, really. Like Jay-Z never had a run like that. Kanye had a crazy run, but damn, not that long with that many hits, right? So you have to give Drake his credit, whether you're a fan or not. What Drake has done has been historic, and Drake is a legend in this game. Let's not get that twisted. But every great artist's run comes to an end, right? We always wondered, when is Drake's gonna come to an end, or is it gonna come to an end? And I think now is the time where we're seeing it come to an end. Not to say Drake's not gonna still put out amazing music or continue to tour and put out hits, but as far as being that number one guy, maybe numbers wise that still continues, but culturally it's definitely shifted. You start with the battle with Kendrick Lamar, right? General consensus is that Kendrick won the battle and Drake lost. And it's not just about the loss, it's about the way that he lost, right? Like the way he's been acting on social media, just kind of like a sore loser, you know what I mean? Like he's not taking the L well. It's a lot of excuses, it's a lot of I didn't really lose, like it's a lot of posts on Instagram and memes and this and that, and it's like even just the way he's just been acting overall this year has just been like, man, it kind of does seem like he is unraveling a little bit. Like, going to the Raptors game at the Vince Carter celebration and grilling DeRozan. Like, come on, bro. Like, DeRozan is a Toronto legend, for playing for the Raptors, right? Like, he helped make our team relevant, right? And DeRozan seems like it's just such a stand-up guy. Like, I understand he was in the video for Not Like Us, but like he's from Compton, bro. Like, I can understand Drake not wanting to be cool with him, which is fine. He has all the power to do that, right? Like, I understand that, but then to go to the game and be like grilling him with Chubbs beside him, it's like, bro, DeRozan is 6'7". Like, bro, DeRozan is 6'7" and he's an athlete, bro. Like, come on, you really think in that fight you're gonna win? Like, the tough guy stuff, I just wish he would cut that shit out. It's tough to see, man. And it's like, I feel like the 100 gigs video compilation thing that he put out, which was dope. A lot of those videos, was cool, but it was like bittersweet because it's like you're reflecting on the old Drake, which is just not here anymore. You know what I mean? Like, not even just artistically, even though the music is just not as good. I feel like young Drake was phenomenal with his pen and ability to evoke emotion. But even just like personality wise, like when you watch those videos, it just does not seem like the same human being, right? And obviously people grow and change and evolve, but sometimes people devolve, sometimes. And again, I don't know Drake personally, and I'm not trying to take attacks at him as a human being. I'm just talking about looking at it from the outside and being a fan, right? Like, I'm at that point. I do miss the old Drake, you know what I mean? Like, the music was more heartfelt, and I feel like it came from a realer place. Now it's like, even the last record Drake put out, like No Face or whatever, it's like, I don't want to see this side of Drake anymore. Like, we've already done that. let's get vulnerable again. Like, let's talk about there's so much he could be talking about. Like, he had a hard year, bro. Like, people calling him the P word and all this stuff, like crazy stuff. The loss overall, like, there's so much he could draw from that. Like, he could give us some real music. I felt like after the Kendrick battle, the best thing that he could have done was just like fall back for a little bit, take some time off and just get back to center, reevaluate everything, and get back in the lab and make some music. Be the underdog and put your back against the wall and put your all into the music, right? But it just doesn't seem like that's what's happening. You know what I mean? The music that has come out since the battle has just not been good. And I'm a Drake fan, you know what I mean? I'm just keeping it 1,000. It has not been good. And now, anyways, fast forward now to this, he's suing the label now, which, financially I could see where suing the label makes sense if he were to win. A lawsuit against a company like that, like UMG, this huge, massive entity going against Lucian and these are really powerful, people run these businesses, right? So it's like, one, that lawsuit you might not even win, and the amount of money you're going to spend on lawyers and trying to make that happen, putting energy towards that, might not even be worth it in the end, right? But let's just say he wins the lawsuits and he gets a whole bunch of money. Let's say he gets $1 billion, whatever. Just put a random number out there. Is that worth what it looks like to the culture? Like, because most people are just looking at it like, bro, you lost the battle and now you're a sore loser, so now you're trying to sue. Like, that's not hip-hop. Like, suing, that's not hip-hop, bro. It just looks bad. You know what I mean? It just looks bad, and I don't see how he can come out of this like looking better, right? Like, the lawsuits, I just don't, even if he wins a heap of money, right? Even if he can prove that, they were using bots and stuff like that. All these labels use bots. I'm pretty sure, again, I have no proof, but I'm pretty sure Drake and OVO and the umbrella they're under, I'm sure they've used bots. That's a thing that all these labels are using bots. All these labels, all famous social media people are using bots. Kim Kardashian had fake followers on Instagram, and she doesn't even need that. She has such a huge following, but she still uses it. All these people boost with bots and fake comments and all this stuff. Drake proving that, right? Aside from the money part of it, I don't really see what's to be gained off of that. Like, it doesn't change the fact that Kendrick won the battle. Even if Kendrick's, not like us, went triple plastic, us, the culture, we still would have thought that Kendrick won. Like, the song was just better than the ones that Drake put out, right? Kendrick's disses were better than Drake's. Whether or not Kendrick's disses were successful or not, like, he didn't have to put those on streaming services for us to think that they were great disses, right? So culturally and artistically, I just don't see the win in the lawsuits, right? I don't see the win in trying to prove that Kendrick used bots. I just think this whole thing hurts Drake even more, and people are just making fun of him even more. And it's like, man, Drake he used to seem like he had such like great strategy, when it came to Meek Mill and all these things. But it just seems like he's kind of unraveling a bit. And we've seen this before on a different level, on a different scale. But like the fall of Kanye West, who's one of my favorite artists, and just seeing how his personality was just changing, or maybe being exposed. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just who he was all along. But it just seemed like, Kanye actually had the issue with Drake. It was Drake's success that you could see was like kind of low-key messing with Kanye to a certain degree, like the jealousy of it all. And I feel like now Drake might be going through that, with Kendrick and just not being able to accept this loss. And I feel like it's really messing with him. Kind of wish he would take a step back and get back to the artist who I know he still could be. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's a weird one, man. I don't see how it can turn around anymore. I don't really see it. I think this might be the end of Drake's dominance for real. Like, I don't think the culture views him the same anymore. And musically, there's just something is off. You know what I mean? Like, personally, this is just me, right? Because I know there are people who still love Drake's music. So it's just me, my opinion. I need Drake to stop making tough songs. I need Drake to stop making young songs. I need him to stop trying to act like he's Lil Yachty or something. Like, Drake is like later 30s. Start making some grown music, man. You know what I mean? People laughed at Kendrick for Mr. Morale, but like, what do you want him to do? You know? Start making some mature, grown music. Talk about life. There's only so much we can listen to you talk about stealing our women, bro. Man, look at the trouble that's gotten you into, man. Just make some real music. That's it. You're a father, you know? Come on, bro. You just had one of the roughest years of your career. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to get in depth with and get deep with, right? Just call 40, call boy one to say, yo, I'm gonna let's go on vacation. Let's go somewhere. Let's go to Hawaii or something for like 6 months and let's just chill, zen out, and make some beautiful music. But I don't think he's gonna do that, because I think in his mind, he just can't get over the fact that he lost. I just don't think he sees it that way. And I think he thinks that winning this lawsuit is going to show the world that, oh, Kendrick was using bots. But I'll tell you the truth right now. I don't even care if he was. It doesn't change anything for me. Music wise, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. So anyways, man, that's just my thoughts on the whole situation. You know, I do see the side of wanting to sue UMG, who, you know, apparently them, if it's true that they're trying to use boosting Kendrick as a way to devalue Drake, in a way to decrease his value and offer him a cheaper deal, right, when their contract's finished with them. If that's what they're doing, that is some snake shit. And I understand Drake wanting to sue them and get back at them for that, right? That's a whole different battle. I'm not even talking about that. Drake going against Lucien and the labels taking advantage of artists, I'm 100% for that. But as a way to paint him as if he didn't lose this battle, that's just not gonna happen, bro. That's not the way to do it. Anyways, man, it's gonna be interesting to see where this whole thing goes. Let me know what you guys think, man. Is this the end of the Drake run? It's been a hell of a run, man.